Hello, my name is Riordan. Recently my buddy Andrew asked me how I make my music video collages. They look like this. So the first thing you want to do is head into Final Cut Pro, which is my software of choice. The first thing you have to do is download a grid, like a square grid, and you're going to pull that in beneath the clips that you're editing. So that's what I'm going to do here. So the next thing I do is I take all of my clips, and you can see here that I've got 7 to work with. So I need to find a way to map 7 clips onto my grid. So let's make those completely opaque, which reveals the grid underneath. And I'm going to do a 2, a 2, and a 3 in the middle. So to do that, let's start with the 3 in the middle. You want to scale out this grid until it meets your kind of requirements for your vision. Yeah, we've got a 3x3 grid now, and I'm going to fill up this middle line first. Because Final Cut Pro works in layers, the top layer is always the one that you want to work with first, I find, especially doing this kind of work, because things start to fall into place a bit easier. You'll start to see that in a minute. So these 3 clips in the middle, I'm going to use this one, and let's go with this one. So let's start with this, and I'm just going to put this one in the middle. So what you can do is, using the transform tool, you can just pop that down until it sits where you kind of want it to sit within that square on the grid. And now, because I'm working horizontally in these lines, I'm not going to worry about trimming the top and the bottom yet, and you'll see in a second. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to trim off the left until it kind of sits flush within the grid, and the right. Bump up the opacity because we're pretty much done. And my signal to know that I'm done with the clip is to kill the volume. So you can see there now that that top clip is sitting over the clip beneath it, so it kind of masks it out. So using the transform clip again, I'm just going to take the second clip, dopey face on me, and just pop it in there until I think it looks about right. That looks okay. And then this one here, I'm just going to pop that one in here as well. And that looks okay. So at the moment now, those 3 clips are kind of sitting where I want them to sit on the line, but the top and the bottom aren't flush with the grid yet. So what I like to do is I like to take these 3 clips and group them into compound clips. So what they do now is they kind of work together, and you kind of make like group edits. So just to get that top line flush across the 3 of those clips, I just pull down that top crop, pull up the bottom crop, and lovely, there we go. So because I've got 4 clips left, I'm going to do 2 on the top and 2 on the bottom. So what you can do is you can just come back down to your grid and scale it again until you've got 2 kind of defined sections, or you can do 4. So let's just go 4 because it's a pretty obvious middle line then. So now here we go again. I'm going to take this clip, reduce the opacity or increase the opacity, and just pop that in there where I think it looks pretty good. Then I want to trim the right hand side. Cool, bump up the opacity. And now because this clip is sitting underneath this one and underneath this line, all you have to do is just bring up the opacity and just sit it in there like so. Cool, then we've got 2 more clips at the bottom, so let's go to this one, bump up the opacity. You can sit that in there just like this. Lovely, and you want to trim off the right just so as it falls in line with the grid. And finally, I've got 1 more clip here. There we go. And then when I'm done with my little scene, I delete the grid and I'm left with my collage. There we go. Let that render, and you're left with a clip that looks like this. So I hope that's okay. It was pretty quick, but if you guys have any questions, throw them into the comment section. Give this video a like, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Later.